Showtime. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 17 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show. We're well into the season 3, into the 6th week, and this show is going places. It's got a whole lot of leadership, and the most important point of the show is that this show is reaching out to areas, corners, and sections of India and this industry when no one else gets to. Imagine we will be doing Gwalior, we will be doing Bhopal, we will be doing Indore, and we will be doing Raipur today. When did you last hear of any show which took you there? You know, one of the key objectives of the show is to showcase the depth of talent that this industry has and how the talent handles deep and strong responsibilities. They are shouldering a lot of weight, and watch them, hear each word they say, because that carries a lot of weight. So let me not stand between our speakers and you today. Let me briefly introduce the show. The topic today is hospitality leadership in India's heartland, operational excellence in emerging markets. Now, these are typically tier 2 and 3 markets. We're not in a metro, but we're in what are going to be metros soon. So these states are often referred to as India's cultural and wildlife hubs. They have unique challenges, but they also have tremendous growth opportunities for both travel, tourism, and hospitality. And our esteemed speakers today have demonstrated exceptional leadership in their respective regions, offering valuable insights into best practices, guest experience innovations, and operational strategies tailored to these markets. Let me now begin the show and extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished speakers. Let me begin by welcoming Vishal Sharma, who's the Cluster General Manager Operations and the General Manager Taj Lakefront Bhopal. I last met him in Calcutta. He's moved in here since and fills in big shoes of his predecessor. Welcome to the show, Vishal.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure. You can switch on your camera. Next in is Abhay Kumar, again from Bhopal. Abhay is the General Manager of the rather well-appointed and well-known Jehan Palace in Bhopal. You know, over here, all the hotels in Bhopal I've had the privilege of staying, and Jehan was my first call, my first port of call. That was way back in 95 when I came back to India after years. Welcome to the show, Abhay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khanna. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure having you here. Next in is somebody who heads a fantastic asset of historic importance, and that is the affable and young Taneja, who's the General Manager of the Taj Usha Kiran Palace in Gwalior. Welcome to the show, Tanika.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khanna. It's absolutely a pleasure to be a part of this show. Thank you.
Such a pleasure having you here, Tanika, our second time together. Now let's change gears and move to Indore. Vidish Mhatre, our second show together. He's the General Manager of the Crest IHCL SeleQtions in Indore. Welcome to the show, Vidish.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna. Thank you. It's an honor to be part of the show once again, sir.
The honor is ours, Vidish, truly. Next in is, again, somebody I've done a show twice over before, Rohit Bajpai, who's the General Manager of the Sheraton Grand Palace in Indore. Welcome to the show, Rohit.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna. Pleasure to be here and good evening to everyone.
Such a pleasure being with you again. Last but not the least, my first show with him, Kedar Dighe. He's the general manager of the Courtyard by Marriott in Raipur. So imagine we're getting into Raipur in Chhattisgarh. Welcome to the show, Kedar.
Thank you, Mr. Khanna, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this esteemed panel. Looking forward for some great conversations.
Thank you for being here and for your time. So let me not stand between you and the show getting on its feet. Let me get rolling with you, Vishal.
Done, sir?
All right, let me get rolling with you with the first question. Tell me, how do you maintain operational efficiency while catering to a diverse mix of leisure and business travelers in Bhopal? And you had a fantastic hotel. Look, the footprint of your hotel, the Taj Lakefront in Bhopal, is amazing. The views are spectacular. I mean, Bhopal, I don't know how many are aware, is a city of lakes. So you'll see lakes, you'll see hills, and it's a very clean city. So tell us, Vishal.
First of all, thank you very much, Mr. Khanna, for inviting me on the panel. And as you rightly said about Bhopal, that it's called City of Lakes, and the hotel where it is situated, it's just a lake view. It means from every room you can see the lake and even the rooftop. So it means a lot of positive things we have within the hotel. As far as the catering to diverse mix of leisure and your business traveler. So in Bhopal, actually, dynamic hospitality landscape, our operational strategy is focus on creating a seamless experience for both business and the leisure travelers. So our success from a well-structured approach to staffing, to the service quality, and the delivery, which is very important. And we have implemented a flexible staffing. Means we have taken people from different locations so that if someone from south is traveling or someone from west is traveling, so means we know the culture of their place. We have the chefs from other corners also who know the taste of their areas, and then giving a taste of Bhopal mainly to them, and giving them a different kind of experience. And it's leading to a significant improvement in response, actually. So we optimize our resources through careful planning and scheduling, particularly during peak periods, actually, which helps the hotel to maintain service standards without compromising the efficiency. The property adaptive, actually, in terms of the all the areas, whereas the leisure is coming in. So in that way, it's we serve multiple purposes, accommodating both corporate events and the leisure activities, and with equal sophistication. Our emphasis is on personalized experiences supported by regular guest feedback and continuous staff training helps us anticipate and and meet diverse guests' need effectively. The balanced approach ensures that whether a guest here for a business or a leisure, they receive attention, a very attentive people we have, and service quality they expect. So that is my answer to your question. Hope you are satisfied with my answer.
Absolutely. The good thing about Bhopal is with the seat of government in Bhopal, you have such a lot of opportunity to bring in guests. And Bhopal is now becoming a very strong cultural hub, a travel hub. and it's a great distribution point for people coming into Madhya Pradesh. So thank you for that. Let me now just get across to our good friend Abhay. Abhay, tell me, Jehan Palace is so central to Bhopal. I mean, I'd let you relate the history of Jehan Palace and what it was, and then the extension. I mean, with all respect to you, I've seen it, Jehan Palace, for the first time in the 90s, early 90s. And for all the impressionable, one stay over there can get them hooked. Now, tell me, like I said, Jainuma has a rich heritage. How do you balance heritage preservation with modern hospitality demands? Last that I was there about 2 years ago, I saw a lot of changes.
Very, very. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Khanna, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this panel and with the co-speakers who have got so experienced, so learning from them as well. For me, I mean, I've been working throughout in North India. I mean, this is the first time when I've been part of Central India, and as you all said, that Bhopal is a fantastic city, and especially for a person coming from way up north, after that AQI of 380 or 480, and then in an AQI of 80, it becomes very nice. Going to
You're
the
not
topic,
allowed to rub it in. You're not allowed to rub it in to a Delhiite.
I am also a part of that. Right. Okay, so talking about Zainuma Palace, I mean, Zainuma Palace brings the timeless charm of Bhopal's royal hospitality to life, where every guest is treated like royalty. I mean, when you talk about the starting, I mean, this hotel story goes back to 1890 when the hotel was actually built up. During that time, it was not designed to be a hotel. It was initially made like an office, and it worked like an office during the reign of Nawab Sultan Jahan Begum, who initially is from the family itself. After that, son General Ubaidullah Khan took charge of this place, and he was the commander-in-chief of Bhopal. So when he made it an office, and it was an office, it was after that that their grandsons in 1983 made this hotel, and this hotel was launched. Now, talking about the palace's architecture, intricate detailing, and everything relates to the original identity. And we ensure that these elements remain untouched while seamlessly incorporating contemporary luxury into it. Each and every restoration of the palace and the original design using traditional craftsmanship and sustainable methods is there to ensure that the palace's legacy is kept intact. Beyond these physical preservations, our focus is on creating an immersive experience that allows our guests to connect with the palace's past. We have got heritage walks, we have got an inbuilt museum show around which happens. We have got an in-house stable also, wherein we have got 3 horses who do evening walk around, they move around the property. So all these things ensure that the original heritage culture is also there. Besides this, to meet our expectations of our new guests and all these traveled guests who have traveled all across the globe, we have thoughtfully integrated these state-of-art amenities without compromising on the old world charm as well. Whether it is talking about high-speed Wi-Fi, or you talk about smart climate control or modern plumbing, the upholstery. So it is all incorporated in the same concept so that the guest who travels feels that the original palace's luxury is still intact. So nothing is being compromised on. And ultimately, our approach to hospitality is rooted in balancing the grandeur of the past with the expectation of today's travelers. And we strive to deliver the warmth of royal hospitality with the efficiency of modern service, making Zainuma Palace not just a historic landmark, but a preferred destination for all those traveling towards this side.
Excellent. You also have this extension to your original asset. You opened another one. Why don't you, within 30 seconds, tell us a bit about that?
The extension, what happens is the central courtyard, which is the hotel's main thing, that's the
No, I'm
original
talking about the other property that you've opened.
Correct. So now as a Zenuma group, we have got 4 hotels currently operational. One is Zenuma Retreat, which is exactly next to One Vihar. It's a retreat with just 28 suites and trees and the restaurants. Besides this, we have got 2 more jungle lodges, the Rainy Pani and the Bori Lodge, which is next to the Satpura Range. So these are the 4 hotels, and we are further exploring in Mandu also for another hotel of ours.
Thank you so much, Abhay. That's valuable. Now, let me leave Bhopal and travel a little up north to Gwalior. And Tanika, you've now, this is your second year?
That's correct.
All right. So, would you want to tell the audiences how many years you've done with IHCL?
It's the 15th year going on.
All right. Thank you very much. We spoke about it.
Yes.
All right. So, Tanika carries solid experience, and these youngsters have their way of handling situations. So, tell me, how does the historical significance of the Usha Kiran Palace influence guest expectations and your operational strategies, and also lay a bit of a context to the Usha Kiran Palace and its historic connection with personalities?
Absolutely. So, Mr. Khanna, as you know, Taj Usha Kiran Palace has 144 years of historical roots. Thus, we aim at offering our guests with immersive experiences that connect them with the royal heritage. As we understand that our guests not only seek luxury, but an authentic and regal atmosphere. Our emphasis has always been on personalized service, along with the art of storytelling. I think that is what makes the difference. All our operational team members are trained to incorporate the rich history of the palace in all interactions that they have with our guests. Like, the guests want to know or want to hear what happened in which corner of the palace, the significance of the architecture, the tales behind the recipes of the royal menu, and the details of all the experiences that we offer. Apart from that, of course, we have also very carefully curated exclusive amenities for our guests to ensure that they feel like kings and queens themselves while staying with us in our palace. From embossed napkins to exclusive labels of beverages. The idea is to make them relive the royal experience. So once you're here with us, you are yourselves the prince and the princess, the king and the queen. We have also put together a historical corridor where we have displayed the pictures. It's like a pictorial gallery to show the journey of the years of royal families, important events, past celebrations. Again, while you're staying with us, you're reliving that by visually being there. Apart from that, Gwalior is the land of music, and we have a flow of live instrumental music at all our public areas all day long, starting from the arrival experience where the Nagada and the Tutari welcomes the guest, followed by the flutist for breakfast, or the tabla and the sitar players during the dining experiences. We also have all day long music around all around our lawns and the poolside. So the overall idea, it's all about creating experiences where history meets luxury, and guests are able to experience the royal hospitality while enjoying the modern comforts.
Excellent. Do you also want to walk the audience through the connection with the House of Scindias?
Certainly, why not? I mean, Scindia family, I think that's where, while we are talking about Madhya Pradesh, there's always a little difference that is brought into Gwalior because of our royal family here. There's a lot of Maratha influence here in Gwalior. Instead, I mean, and that's what I think I get some guests who come from maybe Indore or somewhere. They keep asking us, the poha taste and the recipes are very different. While it is Madhya Pradesh, but it is different because our culinary experiences also have the influence of the royal family, where we have the Maratha Nepalese thalis. We Apart from that, whether the kind of clothes we wear or how we greet our guests. So in a lot of regular, because it's India as a whole, we have people greeting with a namaskar or a namaste or something of that sort. We actually do a mujra huzur, and our guests are called huzurs. The way in Rajasthan you have hukum. So there's a lot of influence that is taken from the royal family here. Yes, absolutely.
You know, you also do a Nepalese thali.
Yes, it's the Maratha Nepalese thali. So it's a fusion of both.
Yes.
For Nepalese, we actually have thupkas and all in our menu also separately.
So
But
appreciated, there is a connection between Gwalior, the royalty of Gwalior, royalty
and
of Bhopal,
Nepal,
and
yes,
various royalties of Garhwal and
yes,
Rajasthan via marriage.
absolutely, and also Baroda,
And yes, Baroda, the Gaikwad.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So thank you so much. Very interesting. Very,
Thank you,
very
sir.
interesting. And I'm sure soon enough, Vidish and Rohit will tell us about the Maratha influence when they speak. My next question rolls out to you, Vidish, if I may. Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
you've been there a while now. It's a brand new property. Tell me, what operational best practices have you adopted for Wow Crest to stand out in the Indore hospitality landscape? You know, for all the uninitiated, while Nagpur is really the center point of India, but from a business standpoint, it is Indore. Be it not just business, it is also the transportation hub of India.
That's absolutely true, sir. As in, Indore is the center point of India, and not just now, but it has been there for ages. While a lot of businessmen used to travel from south to north and east to west, Indore used to be their place where they used to stay for a night. While that is happening, but a lot of airlines also nowadays are finding a good place, Indore to be a good place to have their flights stop over. So that's a good thing for the economy as well. In terms of operational best practices, sir, there are two aspects to it. One is the brand that IHCL Selection brand is a brand that is made for experience seekers. So be it a guest who's traveling on a business trip or be it a guest who's traveling for leisure, each guest has something to do at the IHL Selections property. We have our very own unique selection experiences, which is as simple as write a postcard or an art of letter writing that we do. So our guests are very enthusiastically, they write letters and postcards basically, and they like to send it back to their home. And it's a very unique thing for kids who only know WhatsApp and who only know SMS and emails. So what we've done here is, sir, we are working with the MP Tourism Board, and we've got some pictures of Madhya Pradesh, which are printed on the postcards. And we have a post box at the hotel where we encourage our guests to do an art of letter writing. Apart from that, we also promote local cuisine. So cuisine of Madhya Pradesh, or specifically this region called Malwa, is influenced by Maharashtrian cuisine, it's influenced by Gujarati cuisine and Rajasthani cuisine. So here we have a unique experience called the Malwa Thali, where specially curated Malwa cuisine is served in a earthenware to our guests as an experience. As you know, Indore is famous for food. So, like how when you go to a sea lounge, you have a high tea which has a bale. Similarly, we have made a menu inspired from the local street food of Indore, and we offer an Indori high tea. So this is one experience in terms of uh, seekers. But a lot of guests today are traveling and like to stay in hotels which focuses much on sustainability. So under the our network of Pathya, we have various initiatives that are rolled out at the hotel. So we are probably one of the first hotels and one of the very few hotels to have our own bottling plant. We also have an EV charging station. We encourage 100% usage of water in the hotel. We do not use single-use plastic in our hotel. So these are some of the things that are being used as operational best practices to ensure that guests have a seamless stay and a unique stay.
Excellent. Vidish, why don't you tell us a bit about the Wow Crest per se?
Okay. So, as
That's
you know,
pretty unique for a name.
yes. So actually, as I think everybody knows that the IHCL had a hotel in Indore, and then way back in 2003, I think IHCL exited from this market,
Yes.
and
And then they come back.
and then this hotel is a second innings, I would say, for IHCL, and it's in a big way, as in because we have almost 3 hotels that are signed in Indore, 2 Vivantas and a large 350-room hotel, Taj Hotel, which would probably be the largest convention center in central India. So Wow Crest per se, this was a hotel that matched our brand deliverables in terms of the specs and SeleQtions. IHCL SeleQtions as a brand works mostly on sense of place, a sense of history. So these are 2 aspects that it works on. So it fitted well in terms of the IHCL SeleQtions brand. And after I think much of deliberation, this hotel operations were taken over, and the hotel was named as Wow Crest.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That's so valuable. Now, let me get into your partner from Indore, Rohit. With Rohit, of course, I've not my first show. I've done a few, like I did say, and I keep picking on his experience. Rohit, you've done Indore for a while now, so you're some kind of an encyclopedia. Tell me, the Sheraton Grand Palace is renowned for its grandeur and large-scale events. How do you ensure operational efficiency while simultaneously meeting the diverse expectations of MICE and leisure guests? And also, I'll come back to that question a little later with my next question. Let's hear you on this.
Greetings, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Very excited to hear and learn a lot of new things. Vidish, I'm happy to be the largest convention center in central India till the time you open your new Taj. So thank you for that. And Tanika, you can tell all your guests, कोस पे बदले पानी, चार कोस पे बदले वानी. So why not the poha? So I think this is the essence of our country. We must celebrate diversity in the unity that we have. And I think that's the mantra that Bhuvanesh ji we follow in our hotel. We have a simple philosophy called PPPPP. Prior planning prevents poor performance. And like how Tanika makes people marry history with hospitality, we love to marry realistic expectations with efficiency. I truly believe that one cannot know where to go unless he knows where he's coming from. So it is very, very important, I think, to first have a interaction with our guest, understand their needs. We run a large hotel. It's a very nice Greco-Roman palatial hotel. We don't have a 500-year-old history, or we don't have any dynastical influence, but the product that we offer and the grandeur, like Bhuvanesh ji, you rightly said, we offer has to match with operational efficiency. If one of them is missing, the soup is bitter. Now, to do that, I must understand where you're coming from, because there are, like you rightly said, we are a very beautiful mix of MICE and leisure. If you see the facade behind my head, it's a very, very imposing, very grandeur-like palatial property, and they're very regal, you're right. And so one must get the same experience in terms of the hospitality and the expectation that one has. So I think understanding the guest needs, sitting down with them, having a FAQ session, if I may say so, not impolitely, but in a way where we are able to understand what you need, because somebody is terrorist, is somebody is freedom fighter. We cannot have same assumptions and understandings of things unless and until I interview you. So that is one thing which people in our property, we have a biblical standard, if I may say so, of understanding the guest needs, sitting down with them. If it's a nice MICE client or a great royal wedding or a regal wedding we are catering for, we must sit down and ask, what do you need? When is the reception? Where is the barat? Where is the other party from? We must understand their needs. Otherwise, we'll fall into the same trap where people from Indore ask Tanika, why is the poha not tasting the same? So we must understand that. I think that understanding clears great amount of air, leads you to operational efficiency, because let's face it, no hotel, no brand is inefficient. All hotels, all brands are efficient in their own way. The question is whether I fit the bill in terms of the minds of the person who's in front of me and who's demanding and expecting the service that he needs. So I think that is one thing, and this, I think, specifically stands very true for the MICE business and the wedding business that we do. Coming to the leisure clients, and like you rightly said, Bhuvanesh, there is a mix of MICE and leisure. And, we being very close to the great city of Ujjain, where the Lord Mahakal is located. And like Vidish rightly said, it is the transport hub. Let me add that all the muhurats in India for all Hindu Jataks and communities are released from Indore and Ujjain. It is actually like London is GMT of the world.
Yes.
Ujjain is actually GMT of Sanatan Dharma. So all of us actually depend on this place for us to be guided on the adhyatmic point of view of our lives. So having said that, the leisure client is very many. People come to visit Omkareshwar and Ujjain. This is the only place where within 150 kilometers, you will find two Jyotirlings. Nowhere in India, two Jyotirlings are in that close proximity of each other. So we have many touch points that we've created. We take the flowers and the petals of our 11-acre property. We make shivlings out of them in the rooms of the guests. We offer them escorted services from our hotel to Mahakal temple, including the Bhasmarti. So we have tailor-made these concepts so that the
some issue there, but he'll come back. No problem. So we'll catch Rohit later. So he's that part of my life where we would call each other statue. All right. So Kedar now, okay, Rohit is back. Great. Thanks, Rohit. We'll dig more into your expertise with the next question. All right. Thank you so much. And I also want to pick on the Holkers when you come back the next time.
Absolutely.
All right. So Kedar, like I said, the beauty of the show is we get to where most people don't even write them down to agenda. So we're in Chhattisgarh and we're in the heart of Chhattisgarh in Raipur. Rohit, are you apna Kedar? Are you in new Raipur or are you in proper Raipur?
So I'm in proper Raipur, Mr.
All
Khanna.
right.
I actually
Excellent.
like the chronology of the entire sequence, after Rohit mentioning.
So let me ask you the question and then you begin. So tell me, Raipur is, of course, Raipur. Raipur is to Chhattisgarh, so central, and also the beat of commerce and hospitality via travel and tourism opportunities. Everything goes through there. If anybody was to take a flight to Nagpur from Delhi, it would go through Raipur or vice versa on the way back. So tell me, Raipur, like I said, is becoming a key tourism and business destination. What steps have you taken to leverage upon this growth?
So first of all, I really appreciate the chronology of the entire sequence. Rohit mentioning two Jyotirlings being next to his property around his locality, and then you have Kedar speaking. So the third one right besides. But
Yeah.
while first of all, Mr. Khanna, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And
Pleasure,
while
Kedar.
I speak about Raipur and the market, there were two important things that absolutely which makes sense to all hoteliers. First is what Rohit said is planning and executing and understanding what your clientele is all about, what is their requirement. And the most important thing, which Tanika touched upon, is storytelling. You might be a luxury brand, you might be a select brand, you might be an economy brand. But if you do not have storytelling, you really are, you're not creating experiences. And end of the day, our industry is all about creating experiences, right? Because in terms of product, we have similar beds, we have similar experiences, but it's the storytelling that will actually differentiate us from our comsets and what the different brands have to offer. So coming to Raipur, yes, tier 3 city, there's a lot of demand from a corporate segment, from a MICE segment, and from a leisure segment. From a tourism perspective, the destination is yet on a development stage, and the government is putting in a lot of efforts to make sure that Raipur and Chhattisgarh stands as one of the experiential destinations within India. And especially after COVID, everybody is on a run of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. Everybody wants to, experience new things. Goa is done and dusted. Most of your famous destinations within the tourism are overcrowded. So people are looking for new destinations, what they can see. And believe me, Chhattisgarh has so much to offer in terms of historical, in terms of archaeological, in terms of religious fronts. There's so much. बोलते हैं ना रायपुर राम का नैनीहाल था. So I'm basically from Goa. My Hindi is a bit weak, but thanks to Raipur, I've
You're
picked it
doing
up.
well. You were
Yeah.
pretty there. It's not Nanihal, it's Nanihal.
Nanihal, right. Yeah. So Raipur is Ram's Nanihal. So there's so much for the city to offer. So what we are doing is we are closely associated with a lot of local partners. We are associated with the government agencies where we are trying to showcase, the advantage that we have, Mr. Khanna, is being in Raipur, we are an international brand and one of the renowned brands within the market. So we are the sought after hotel within Raipur, and there is lots to explore. So we try a little bit in terms of giving it back to the community. So within the hotel, we have a space where we display Bastar art. Such beautiful tribal community working together in terms of Kosa silk sarees. So we've got a small space within the hotel that displays Kosa silk, the importance, talking about the different tourism spots that Chhattisgarh has to offer. The entire hotel is based around elements of Raipur, Chhattisgarh, and the tribal community. Our restaurant has beautiful Kosa silk saris displayed on the ceilings, which we've procured from tribal community from remote villages. So that is what we try and do from our perspective to try and help people reach out to Chhattisgarh and make Chhattisgarh as a destination for leisure as well. That's how it is.
Great. Thank you. You're a great brand ambassador for your state, city, brand, and hotel. Thank you so much, Kedar. That's extremely valuable. That brings us to the midpoint. We've overshot by a few minutes. We'll make them up. But here I'll take a 30-second commercial break. For my Diversey, thank you for all your support. The hand that you've held, that actually takes a lot to do. And for the cause of the industry, that's a very big hand to hold. Thank you so much for all your support, Diversey. Now let me get into the next part of the show. And, we'll have to do a bit of a SOP over here. Let's do 2 minutes or maybe 2.25, 2.50 minutes per response so that we can close in time and also take in all the questions. Let me come back to you, Vishal. Tell me, as the cluster head for IHCL, what strategies have you implemented to position Taj Lakefront as a preferred destination in central India?
Good question, sir. So, as far as the strategy is concerned, so but as you know that the Tanika took she was here for a good 3 years, and then she positioned the hotel rightly in the market, and as of now we are the as you know that Taj is the strongest brand in the world, which in last 3 years we are getting this award. So means in Bhopal also, this is the only the first 5-star deluxe hotel, and now the putting into a positioning where it's a 5-star deluxe hotel. So our positioning strategy for Lakefront builds on the strong foundation of the Taj brand, and while creating a unique identity in central India's hospitality landscape, we are focused on enhancing our digital presence through an optimized website and engaging social media content, which has significantly improved our visibility among both leisure as well as in business travelers. The property's stunning lakefront location provides a natural advantage, which we leverage through carefully curated experiences that showcase both the natural beauty and the rich cultural heritage of Bhopal. So we have developed a strong partnership with the local cultural organizations to offer authentic experiences that set us apart in the market. Our guest feedback indicates particular appreciation for our personalized service approach and the unique blend of luxury and the local culture we offer. Through strategic marketing initiatives and maintaining consistent service excellence, we have established ourselves as a preferred choice for travelers in central India. And one more good thing for the place is that while Kanika was leaving and I was joining, so means this was in the handover it was given that the lot of effort has gone into making this hotel, so it should not remain a wedding hotel in Bhopal. So then, as you know, the ITO happened in Bhopal. So whereas, we got the strategic reach to the entire India and even to get the mice in the city. So you'll be surprised that, the top 8 to 9 companies, they had their annual general meeting in Bhopal. And looking at mice, the future look fantastic and very brightful. So we are focusing on both as mice, as well mice, leisure, and your a staycation kind of thing. That like from Indore, people travel for a night or maybe weekends. So our hotel is full from Indore guests, and then especially for our rooftop Infinity Lounge. So means
I've been there, I've seen that. That's extremely valuable, Vishal. Thank you
yes.
so much. When it comes to Bhopal and the Nawabi ethos of the city, you cannot disconnect food from it.
Yes.
So F&B is extremely critical, and that brings me to you, Abhay. एक तो जैनुमा हो, ऊपर से आप भोपाल में हो, और ऊपर से आप खान पकवान की बात ना करो तो वो पूरी मुकम्मल नहीं होती, to put it in my level of Urdu. So why don't you tell us about the innovative F&B offerings that you've introduced to enhance guest engagement? Because जब गेस्ट आता है तो वो बोलता है ये दिल मांगे मोर, भोपाल में आओ तो भोपाली खाना ना खाओ, नवाबी खाना ना खाओ. बताइए.
Thank you for asking this question, Mr. Khanna. I mean, as you all know that Numa is a 40-year-old hotel in this city, and this was one of the first five-star hotel, and yes, second five-star deluxe hotel, I would say after that, because we recently got our five-star deluxe classification now. So this hotel, wherein we have seen our guests, I mean, the parents had their marriage, and now after 30 years, they are coming here again for their sons or daughters' wedding. There have been instances where the grandfather and the grandson are coming together and they are learning. So these offerings have been this taste. When we talk about food for Zainuma, we have not taken inspiration from somewhere else. It is the family itself. Now this hotel is managed by the family themselves. The culinary philosophy is deeply rooted in traditional while embracing innovations to elevate guest experience. I mean, we take immense pride in offering authentic Bhopali cuisine while catering to evolving taste of modern travelers. Our hotel has got 7 distinctive restaurants and bars, but we are very confident about, besides serving Oriental, Italian, or multi-cuisine and fast food, we are very passionate about our Bhopali cuisine, which has been driven from the generations. We still have those Khansamas sitting in the koti who ensure that the recipes are followed to the core. We have original recipes which were written way back in early 1900 when Begum used to write those recipes in those paper are still lying there and people follow them. The hotel chefs go back to the koti also to learn. The concept, I mean, our signature restaurant, which is under the mango tree, that mango tree is a 150-year-old tree which is there, and we have created a restaurant underneath with close sitting and the open under the sky concept of dining. We have a concept of general stable wherein General Ubaidullah Khan had his own feast. The menu items, the dishes which were served during those royal feasts are still being carried forward, and we ensure that the same taste and texture is maintained, and we serve all those dishes down here to the clientele. So this is continuing as part of our offerings to ensure that we manage and maintain the same quality, taste, and texture. I mean, besides this heritage cuisine, we have also designed unique themed dining experiences which blend your ambience from storytelling. I mean, from our royal courtyard dinners under the star to private dining setups. So this is all done in the hotel itself. And with the growing demand, we have curated our menus also in keeping the trends of being organic, gluten-free, vegan, and all these options are also incorporated in our menus to ensure that each and every person who is coming has got his or her taste palettes being taken care of by the hotel. So this is how we have managed our offerings.
Thank you so much, Abhay. So what we'll do is we'll stay within royalty, but we'll move cities, right? And from the Nawabs, we'll get into the Marathas and back to Tanika. Tanika, you're in a very interesting city, a city with loads of history, you know. Rani Lakshmi Bai, the entire works. So Gwalior has his hands full with the weight of history. But tell me, what efforts have been made to attract new age travelers to Gwalior, considering its rich cultural heritage, one, two, that while it has great proximity to Bhopal at one end and Agra and Delhi at the other end, how do we attract these new age travelers?
Sure. So, Mr. Khanna, today's traveler, the new age traveler, wants to explore something new, and Gwalior is the new destination. As a city rich in culture, heritage, it has a lot to offer. In last 2-3 years, it has seen immense growth in terms of infrastructure, facilities. While it might be a less traveled destination currently, it has diverse offerings for various kinds of travelers. For example, we've seen a trend of increase in spiritual travel lately. Thus, we have been promoting our Shakti Peeth at Datya or the Bandi Chhod Gurdwara at the fort, which has seen travelers visiting. We've seen travelers visiting us from all over the world for these special spiritual places. Apart from that, Gwalior has also been recognized by UNESCO as the city of music, which has brought cultural festivals and musical events to the city, whether it's the Tansin Samaro or the Light and Sound show at the fort. And of course, multiple architectural sites. There's a lot to explore. And of course, then we have the Taj Usha Kiran Palace. There
Yes,
is, sorry?
of course, and it's a
Yeah.
destination in itself.
Absolutely. And that's where there is a demand seen for wellness weekend getaways from travelers from nearby cities such as Delhi, Agra, or even Mumbai with the direct flights coming in. When, there are people who want to break from their city life and they have the option of exploring the lush greens in and around our palace. People focusing on wellness, like we've got a lot to offer. Such as farm to table experiences, exclusive curated spa treatments, such as Mangal Snan. It's one of its kind. They could go for nature walks, bird watching. With so much to explore in Gwalior, it's a must visit destination where the comfort and need of the new age travelers are met for sure.
Thank you. And the Usha Kiran Palace sits well in your hands, and I'm sure you will take it places. Thank you so much, Tanika.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
I just hope people can get Gwalior, Bhopal, Indore, the entire Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, the Malwa region on their bucket list. This entire location has so much to offer, be it the gaming resorts, the tiger reserves, or now the cheetah, which is also there. The cheetah is in what's that place called?
Kuno.
Kuno, right?
Kuno.
Yeah.
Whereabout is it located?
Kuno is actually very near to Tanika's place. It's near in a Shivpuri district. Very beautiful place, very expansive, and
It's about
now, in
3.5,
fact,
4
cheetahs are
hours
now
drive.
out of the enclosure. They are in the wild also now.
Yeah, they've gradually been released after they've got acclimatized to the local climate.
Correct.
So, Tanika, there is so much to offer. I mean,
Absolutely.
if at all we have an issue of time and how to cover everything. Thank you
I
so much.
totally agree.
I'm coming to you. So we are staying within the royal circuit. So we've just done Bhopal, we've got into Gwalior, and now we get into the region of the Holkars. We get back to you in Indore. Tell me, how do you ensure, 5 stars are so central, and luxury is even more central to any travel and tourism enthusiast and a discerning guest. So tell me, how do you ensure personalized guest experiences while maintaining operational efficiency?
So,
Okay, Mr. Khanna. So I think my question was partly answered earlier by Mr. Bajpai, where he mentioned poor planning. So we call it poor planning leads to only disaster management, and that's how we all have been grown up in this industry. That the planning is the most important. So how do we take this learning into our day-to-day operations? What matters the most? So in the age of digitization, AI, although these tools are not too frequented in our industry much, we have a pattern of guests that visit us, which we observe in the way the itineraries are created. So we have guests who visit us for an experiential stay, who visit us mainly for a spiritual stay, as we are located next to one of the two Jyotirlingas in the country. Indore being Indore, people visit us for gourmet experience, and also, as you mentioned, Holkars. So people visit us for historical experiences. So that is what we assess our guests in terms of their stay at this hotel. Having said that, so for each of this experience, we have created itineraries for our guests. So as they check in or prior to their check-in, it is shared with them, and they can choose how they like to spend their stay at the hotel. This is one aspect of personalization. Second aspect is, of course, guest feedbacks are captured, they are recorded, and as we grow, we also have a database where this is reviewed before the arrival of the guest to ensure a personalized stay. Lastly, as we all have worked on the shop floor, the only personalized service can be given when you maintain an eye contact with the guest while he is dining at the restaurant. If you lose that eye contact, you lose the entire play, and the entire experience is not what you would expect it to be. So our colleagues are trained on this, and that's how we take the personalization for this hotel.
Tell me, when are you completing 3 years?
Sorry, sir. We are now 1 year and 8 months old, sir. In this.
अच्छा, अभी तो 2 साल पूरे करने हैं. So good. Thank you so much, Vidish. Now I'll walk across to your neighbor.
Thank you, sir.
Rohit, who better to tell us about this destination after the detail by Vidish from a spirituality angle? It's becoming, Indore is becoming a destination. While it's becoming a destination for corporate events, it's a very strong destination for spiritual tourism, given its neighboring city of Ujjain and Devas. How does Sheraton Grand Palace Indore balance the distinct needs of business guests and those visiting spiritual and pilgrimage locations?
I think, Bhuvanesh, the answer to that was actually given to me a long time back when I had hair on my head by my grandfather.
मुझे साइड से कुछ दिख रहे हैं.
Thank you. You are very kind. Thank you for that. No, I think religion in our country, unlike other Abrahamic religions, is actually not a religion. It's a way of life. The way we live our life, the way the concepts of satya, dharma, righteousness, this is our way of life. And I think the answer to your question also lies in this statement, because when the corporate traveler comes here, he also has a need in him where he'd like to touch upon that part of his life or that part of his personality. Because maybe while coming to Indore from Mumbai, his wife said, Mahakal hote aana. Maybe his mother said, Omkareshwar ka prasad le aana. Maybe his uncle said, मैं 45 साल पहले देवास गया था. So we always have seen this need in people, wherein even the corporate client would love to take some time out. And what we have done is we have created windows of opportunities for these people to touch that side of theirs in the small window of time that they have. Even if they don't have the time, we make sure we get the prasad ready for them from Mahakal. Now, what happens is, you're absolutely right. And there are some people who come just for that. So the team is very well trained, and I've been here 5 years, and being in this city for 5 years and understanding the needs of people. When you come here, Bhuvanesh, you will realize you will automatically start tending towards these faith-related sites and things. And even in the city, there is a beautiful Khajrana temple, and you were mentioning of the Holkar dynasty. Devi Ahilyabai had actually dreamt of this temple. It was not made. She had dreamt. And then she made it, and while digging, they actually found a Ganesh idol here. And continuing in what Tanika said, we also build stories around these things. There are real stories which we accentuate. We accentuate via, like Vidish said, experiences. We accentuate them with our services. So it is not a very difficult task to separate the corporate guest need with the needs of the religious tourism client, because somewhere it is intertwined. If I can evoke a sense in you, I can serve that sense in you. If I can.
So there is so much of contribution of the Holkar family. They've even redone the entire Kashi Vishwanath in those days.
Absolutely.
Ghats and Banaras. But on a lighter note, who better than Acharya Bajpai to do this sermon, this satsang? Thank you so much, Acharya ji. Sorry for cutting you short, but then I have paucity of time and I need to plug in with one last question to Kedar. Kedar, I'm sorry you've got very little time, but you must respond. Tell me, how do you manage operations in Raipur to cater to both corporate clients and leisure travelers?
So
And, and what's the stock?
in support of the time, I really enjoyed the conversations that we've had with panel here, especially Rohit ji. Rohit ji ka to satsang hi tha. Seriously, I loved it. Every word that he said.
Absolutely.
So at Raipur, I'm a huge fan, Bhuvanesh ji, of basics, agility, and storytelling, right? The moment you have your basics in place, you have enough leeway to try and innovate experiences, try and innovate uh, uh, different ideas for guests apart from the normal hospitality things that we have to offer. And the moment your basics are taken care and you have enough agility to understand what your client needs are, that's spot on. You are taken care as a hotel. So in keeping in mind that we are short on time, I'm a huge fan of basics. So as long as you have basics in place in your hotel, your team is a superstar, and then the whole world around that can resonate, and we can have wonderful stories curated from a guest experience point of view.
Not just basics, right? You have to have your disciplines and processes in place.
Absolutely. So when I say basics, it's a whole holistic approach
Absolutely.
towards.
So hospitality, like any other industry, works on a whole lot of doctrines, and those doctrines come through SOPs and disciplines, and you have to do them every day. It may begin with the general manager's early morning meeting, right, and end with a huge fat Indian wedding to manage and close. That brings me to the close of the session. But listen, I want to throw a quiz to you people before I go away. One quiz. How many, and this is to everybody, so just raise your hands and I'll ask you, how many national parks does Madhya Pradesh, known as the Tiger State of India, have? हाँ यार, तेरे से लास्ट में पूछूंगा रोहित, सॉरी पंडित जी. हाँ बताओ, कौन बताएगा? बता दो जिसने भी बोलना है.
11.
कितने?
11.
कौन बोला?
Vidish.
विदिश. अच्छा, और बोलता हो रोहित?
Sorry,
तुम बताओ.
sir. Madhya Pradesh has 11 national parks, and if you include biosphere reserves and sanctuaries, it is the largest contributor of wildlife conservation in India.
All right. Tanika?
11.
All right. Kedar?
11.
Chalo bhaiya. And Vishal?
It's 9.
Bhuvanesh, do we have a hamper like coffee with Karan, like, tete-a-tete with Bhuvanesh coming to
Yeah.
soon?
I'm coming over there with a gang of 10, and you're putting us on a all trade, including air tickets.
You know, if you get it wrong, it will be coffee with sharam, not
Acha, what about you, Abhay?
9.
The right answer is 9, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that brings me to the end of the show. I have actually had a ball. Right? I've thoroughly enjoyed my time with you people, and I'm salivating to do another show with you. Right? We shall come back and we'll pick on a very interesting topic, and I shall hopefully do it soon. Thank you all. Vishal, you've highlighted the importance of balancing operational efficiency with diverse guest needs at the Taj Lakefront in Bhopal. Abhay, you've spoken passionately about heritage preservation and the importance of innovative F&B experiences at the Numa. Tanika, you are where you are. You've emphasized the role of Gwalior's cultural heritage in shaping guest experiences and attracting new age travelers. While I would want everybody to have that Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh on their traveling bucket list. Take the Taj Express. In my days, the Taj Express used to finish at the Gwalior station. Start from Gwalior, go through Shivpuri, get into Bhopal, get into Indore, and then on your way back, fly back via Raipur. And you've done it all. So we must do that. Vidish, you gave us a deep dive into operational best practices for creating personalized experiences at the Wow Crest, and also how Wow Crest came back after an exit. Rohit, the official Panditji of our show, from Sheraton Grand Palace Indore, you spoke about handling large-scale events while balancing the needs of business and pilgrimage travelers. Last but not the least, Kedar, you shared your insights on managing operations in Raipur for a diverse clientele, and you presented a damn good case for your brand, city, state, and your hotel, like everybody else did. Like I said, I've really enjoyed my time. I could go on for another half an hour. I have more questions, but for want of time, I'll have to close this here. And thank you all for being here. Don't yet switch off. I have a video to play and thank Diversey. Well, I'll be back in about 8 minutes from now for our next episode. Let me thank the Team BW and Team BW Hotelier for all your back-end support. You've been a great support mechanism who's made it possible to bring such back-to-back gems for the industry, which is extremely important. And I'm very passionate about the GM show, which is doing extremely well. And now for the audiences, a short housekeeping, hygiene pointer. Every Thursday and every Friday, we do 2 shows every day for a week, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Be there, soak in every word that these masters of their trade have to tell you. They have loads of experience. Now, for instance, all the general managers here, they have 100 years of experience put together. And you will not get it from the masters on any other platform, but for the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show series. Thank you all. Let me begin by thanking you, Vishal. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Abhay. Thank you, Vidish. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Kedar. And last but not the least, the youngest member of our show today, Tanika, Taneja. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your time and for gracing this platform.